Hey guys, I want to put this video together. Is hopefully it's going to be one of many videos I'm going to try and put together. The intent for this is to be sort of a supplement to what I'm trying to do for the online office hours. I got actually a lot of good questions on the Google survey that I asked you guys. Just put some law enforcement career questions and general questions about police officers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one question from each of them, because I want to check and see, one, how good the audio and the video is when I post this on to our Canvas course. And then I want you guys to give me some feedback and let me know if it was helpful, if you want to see more things like this, because I may not be able to get everybody scheduled for a live one, but at least I can answer some of the questions. And then if there's ones that may involve, when I answer the question, that'll create more questions, I'll save those for the office hours. And just so you guys know, I've been getting a really good response in the office hours. Unfortunately, the day that most people seem to be picking, which is Tuesday, is usually a day I work. But I'm going to figure it out. I will definitely get at least one or two general office hours, and then towards the end of the semester, some more career and interview-related stuff for those who would be interested. So anyway, I'm going to do one question from each of my two categories. One of the questions is from law enforcement career questions. There's a lot of good ones here. One of them is, what kind of law enforcement jobs work with mental health? So in terms of all law enforcement jobs, I can really give you specifics on the Los Angeles Police Department because that's the department I work for. In general, most agencies, most police agencies are going to have some kind of interaction in mental health. A lot of the calls we'll respond to will be either immediate crisis mental health, where someone is having a mental health problem and is becoming violent with themselves or with others, and that necessitates an emergency response. And since police and fire are the two people who are always on duty 24 hours a day, we're usually the ones that get the calls. Now, in today's debate about law enforcement, a valid concern is that why are we sending armed individuals to a call where someone's having a mental health issue? And I can tell you that it's definitely something that the Los Angeles Police Department is focused on. We've been getting a lot more training, and it's been helpful in the way that we interact with individuals with mental health problems. And there's also valid criticisms that there should be other people to respond other than law enforcement. And that's something that we could probably get into in a larger debate. But to answer the question, what kind of law enforcement jobs work with mental health, pretty much any sheriff, police officer is going to have an interaction. If you work in corrections or in custody, there's going to be mental health problems or issues that you work with in custody, as well as if you work in the law enforcement side of the court system. So sheriff's deputies work in there, and they're going to deal with some mental health issues. So pretty much any law enforcement job, especially local law enforcement. And as we're kind of going through this course, you're going to learn the difference between federal law enforcement, which is like FBI and the Secret Service and Department of Justice or federal marshals, the state level, which for California is the California Highway Patrol. For other states, their state police are the state troopers. In Texas, it's the Texas Rangers. And then local law enforcement, which is like Los Angeles Police Department, New York Police Department. Those are all considered municipal or local law enforcement. They police a city. Beverly Hills is another example, or LA County Sheriff, or the Orange County Sheriff. So there's almost 18,000 different police departments or sheriff's departments across the country. So, and I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but so one of the general questions about police officers is, and there's actually there's a lot of good questions. One of which I'm going to get to later because it made me laugh, and I want whoever wrote this question to know that I have a sense of humor. And I'm going to read you guys the question. I think this is the one I'm going to get to. It says, "Do you guys eat donuts in your spare time? If so, what is the optimal police donut? Jelly filled could get messy in the car, but the added sweetness really could make the day much better. Donuts that are glazed and have sprinkles would also follow the same kind of dilemma. Not only that, but the factor of where the donut was made must be brought into careful consideration when determining what the optimal donut is. Krispy Kreme is a fine choice for a donut, however, they can be too sweet, which means the officer would get thirsty, which could hinder them. Also, how many donuts would a police officer get? I'm not intending to be mean, I'm just really curious about the stereotype and whether or not it's true." That question is freaking hilarious. So there's a couple different things. One of the reasons the stereotype is there is because police officers do eat donuts. That's because they're delicious. Everybody eats donuts. But the stereotype a lot of times comes from when police officers work in the middle of the night. A lot of times, especially historically, the only things that were open were donut shops and coffee shops. And I mean like the old school coffee shops. So that's why police officers would often meet there like 3 in the morning to grab a cup of coffee and a donut. Now, I will tell you that I think donuts are delicious and I love them, but because of the stereotype, I have never eaten a donut on duty as a Los Angeles police officer, and it was a very conscious decision. So, but yeah, it is a stereotype that's out there, but I actually had someone make the point that, well, yeah, of course police officers eat donuts. They're delicious. Everybody likes donuts because they're delicious, but it is something that we kind of get a hard time about. So anyway, good questions. This video is now pushing about 6 minutes, so I want to try and wrap this up. I am going to get to some of your other questions, whether it be on videos like this or on the live Zoom call. So I'm going to wrap up that the Zoom survey in the next day, and then I'm going to start to try and schedule a specific day and time for a live office hours, and it's going to be about an hour. And then I will also record that and put that online, so if you want to watch it, you can. So I appreciate your guys' interaction, and I will say that this semester has been really good with jumping in and getting involved in interacting and expressing an interest in law enforcement. So thank you very much, and I'm hoping I can provide you guys